Hey, welcome to my channel and to another meal prep. Still sick. Got this stopped up head, so I can't smell. Therefore, I can't taste. So I can't give you accurate description of this French toast casserole. But I will. I don't know if it's sweet enough on its own, because I can't tell. I can taste salt. I don't have any problem tasting salt. And I can't taste my coffee, but I can taste my coffee. So my fish stick sandwiches tonight, I think I'm going to be out of luck enjoying them like I'm supposed to. we shall see. So anyway, on the French toast casseroles, I serve them with sugar-free syrup anyway. So if the casserole itself is not sweet enough, then the syrup on top will definitely make it sweet enough. And there again, if you go serve it with syrup, just like you do regular French toast, if it's too sweet, the casserole, then it's going to be way too sweet when you put the syrup on it. So if it's not sweet, then it works out to our advantage. I decided this week not to make my lunch, which is Mississippi chicken and beets, because I feel like David's going to be, well, I know he's going to be home. This storm is supposed to go into Monday, and then I don't know how it'll be frozen over after that. So I know he's not going to be going to work Monday night. He goes to Atlanta every night, and they're supposed to get hit with it too, and he's not risking his life. It's just not worth it. And they cannot make them work. If they don't feel safe, they cannot make them work, and it's not held against them. So he's going to be home. I got a real good feeling, and he's not going to touch beets. So I didn't want to make up like 4 plates of food, even though we could share it, and then there's all these beets that he can't eat, and I decided not to make anything else to go with it. I'm making some chicken salad. I got a rotisserie chicken, and I'm going to mix up some chicken salad, so if the power does go off, I mean, we got a generator, so we can hook up the microwave, and I got a little Coleman stove, I can do stuff on there. But I got chicken salad I'm going to make for sandwiches, just to make it easy for some of our lunches. So that's why I decided not to do my Mississippi chicken for lunch. And then for dessert, snack, whatever, he won't eat it either. But it's pumpkin pie pudding. It's just a little something that's a nice. You can also put it in like those little, the little mini graham cracker crust. You can put it in that and make like little pies. I've done that before, and he has eaten that. He doesn't just sit down and eat the pudding as it is, but he has eaten it in those little pie crusts. Put just some little Cool Whip on top, or Ready Whip or something. This is really nice. So that's what I'm having this week. I think that's all I was gonna say. This will be a pretty quick video because everything was really easy. The longest thing it took was to make the casserole. So, all right, let's turn around and get started. To get started on our French toast casserole, we need our bread. This is 12 slices of, I use the white wheat. Use whatever kind of bread you want. Cut it into just cubes. Now, the reason I have it laid out here is, like French toast casseroles, bread puddings, these type of things, you get a better consistency with stale bread. It's a great way to use up stale bread if you have any. Now, I've made it with regular fresh bread, and they turn out fine, but you do get a little firmer, I guess you could say, texture using stale bread. So since I was up so early this morning, I had already let this bread, it's kind of the old, the old pack. I went ahead and cut it out and spread it here and just let it sit in the air until I got ready to use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add it to our 9 by 13 inch baking dish, and I've already sprayed it. So let me put this in here, and then we'll head to the other side of the kitchen. Okay, for the, I guess you could say the custard part, we have 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm just using the light butter. If you use regular butter, make sure it's softened, but this is soft as it is. 2 ounces of cream cheese. Use whatever cream cheese you want. This is the cream cheese that you make with the Greek yogurt. I'll try to remember to link recipes with Roy's video where he shows how to do it. That's where I got it from. And it is soft. I didn't have to soften it. It comes out of the refrigerator like that. So 2 ounces of cream cheese, 1 tablespoon of butter, and we're just going to whisk that together. Okay, we have 8 eggs. I'm not going to put them all in there at one time because I think it'll be harder to mix this in. So we're just going to do our eggs a little bit at a time until it's completely nice and mixed in. Okay, I just want to show you how smooth those first 3 eggs to get it to where that cream cheese is completely blended in. So I think it's safe to go ahead and put all the rest of the eggs in. Now before we add our milk, let's add the rest of our ingredients. We want 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. I'm using the powdered monk fruit. 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and this is probably going to take me to the end of my jar here. Then we want a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then let's whisk that in. Now here's where we're going to add in our milk. 2 cups. Use whatever milk is on your plan. I have several pumpkin pie, well, I do have a pumpkin. I have several French toast casseroles on my website that use almond milk because when I was counting blue points, almond milk was the lowest. This happens to be fat-free half and half because first of all, I can have it, and second of all, I have all that in the refrigerator that I didn't like with my coffee, so it needs to get used up, and here's a good way to use 2 cups of it. So any milk you want, 2 cups of it. Then we want to bring our bread up here and just put the filling over the top. Get everybody in the pool. Then we want to dust the top with cinnamon sugar. This is my Lakanto cinnamon sugar. So it's not real sugar, it's Lakanto monk fruit that I'm making, keeping this little pampered chef thingy. So whichever kind of cinnamon sugar you want to use. This recipe is very adaptable to whatever ingredients you have on hand or whatever ingredients you want to use. Now we're going to bake this at 350 for probably, well, hard to say. I think it can go, depend on your oven and like the moisture of the bread. I'm thinking 45 minutes, so that's when I'll check it. Okay, this baked for 45 minutes. I didn't film it. I don't know if you can see, it was puffed up. The center was set. You could spring it back. But as it sit here and cooled, you can see that it's pulled away from the sides of the dish. So at least we know it's not sticking. Now I'm going to cut this into 6 servings. And as usual, you can tell my servings are not equal. Since I'll be sharing this with David, I'll make sure he gets the big pieces. But let's see. Let me hold that up. See how it's set up? So I'll just divide these out. Now we're going to make our pumpkin pie pudding. I have 1 can of pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie filling, just the pure pumpkin. That's 1 can. To that, we're going to add a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1 box of sugar-free vanilla jello, the one in the blue box. and a 1/4 cup of milk. Here again, any milk you want. I'm using the fat-free half and half because I can and because I have it before. I've always made it with almond milk or skim milk, depending on what plan I'm on. I don't even think, if you're counting points, a 1/4 cup of skim milk even has points. I don't know, I could be wrong, but all we got to do is just blend this until it's good and smooth. Now you can store it as is, or you can put it in servings like I do. This makes 4 servings. You can weigh it and measure it and do all that if you're so inclined. I am not so inclined, so I just eyeball 4 servings. So here's what I'm making for this week. French toast casserole, which I got 6 servings. I'll do 3 for me and 3 for David. 0 points for me. And the pumpkin pie pudding, I think they're 1 point. Yeah, they're 1 point, and that's for the pudding. I don't get the pudding. If I make pudding with my fat-free milk, I don't have to count the milk. But in here, since it's just a pudding mix, I have to count that. So it's 1 point per serving. So that is it for me. We have an impending winter storm coming. We do have a generator, so if we need to, we can heat these things up if our power goes out. I'm sorry, that keeps blurring. So I hope you stay safe and warm where you're at. I know this storm is hitting a lot of the United States. I see the map. It looks like a big one. So stay safe and stay warm, and I'll see you on my next video.